Well, good evening, welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Fox Chair, on the show tonight is the one and only Bridgeman and a super sub, my mate Big Southside. How we doing, gentlemen?
Hi, good evening, Ox. Good to be back on this late substitution with the legend, the Bridgeman, and also good evening to everyone listening in this evening.
How can I say a huge good evening to you guys? Thanks for being a partner tonight here at Southside, and Ox Chair and your team, techie team. Good evening. And to all the Rangers fans all over the world, particularly those listening in here on Rangers Radio, good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio.
Who have I told you, Brig? Never thank them to the end of the show.
Don't listen to him, Bridge.
I'm all right. I'm very happy.
All right. Southside, how are you, big man?
Aye, mate, good. All good in the hood, pal. Delighted with a performance on Saturday, mate.
I'm sure that's making the Bridge happy, Bridge man.
Oh yes, a wonderful performance, I must admit. I think they get one man sent off. It could have been easily 2 or 3, to be honest with some of the fouls and blocks. It's just some terrible things going on. However, very happy. Great result for us. Could have been more. It was 4 going on 14 for me. And how that goalkeeper got a foul for that incident in the box, I don't know. But you guys will tell me why.
Mate, it's a mystery. I was going to tell a story, but I'm not allowed to because I'm sworn to secrecy. But I'm not allowed to comment on it
because you're on the show now. You've got.
No, I can't. Anyway, I don't know how it was chopped off. The goalkeeper dropped the ball, fell into the player, and he gives a foul. Yeah.
Unless there's some rule that we don't really know that's been changed, that says anybody touches the goalkeeper in the box, it's a foul.
No, the goalie overstretched for it, dropped the ball, and
I agree.
And the boy, Scotty Arfield, passed it into the goal, Southside.
It was bizarre, to be honest. Just like you said, he came for the ball, he got his hand on it, collided with the player and a Hearts player, and then it's just strapped the ball. And Arfield done what he should do, stick it in the net. And then obviously we thought it was 3-0 at that point. And then as you looked around, you seen him pointing for a free kick, and you were like, unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable decision.
Well, we started the game, and we started the game well, Southside, and an excellent first goal. Superb, Peter. The move, win the ball back, Cholak, Kent doesn't mess about, puts in the ball carefully, Cholak continues his run, and a header. It's no easy, mate. It's no easy. And he scores a great first goal, yeah?
Aye, I think we played a long ball and one of the Hearts players sort of cut it out, and when he headed it back, Cholak just followed his run up and played a nice pass out wide to Kent. And as he put it in, he had to sort of change his sort of neck direction, didn't he, just to get the header on it, but right into the corner. It was absolutely brilliant. We were right up behind it. As soon as it left his head, you knew it was going in. And unbelievable, it's another different type of goal that he scored for his Ox,
Great goal, Bridge, yeah?
Yeah, you watch that first goal, it's just brilliant. It's brilliant. Great pass, great cross, and then away it goes. Just fantastic header. It just raised our hopes. It raised our hopes as football fans. That was marvellous to watch. Marvellous. So happy.
The only difference between Cholak and myself there, I think I would have went for an overhead kick to score there, know what I mean?
Hugo Sancho.
Yeah, exactly. One Sancho. Big Stevie's pal. The thing about it is a great finish. And I'm telling you, Southside, that's a kind of goal, that cross, the way he put that ball, that's a 3 out of 10 header, because in our couple inches it hits the post, in our couple inches it's past the post. If he goes slightly more inside, it's an easy save for the goalkeeper. Yeah, perfect it was.
I think it's the way he holds his ground. Box when he's right in the box. As a defender close to him, he could have slightly gave him a wee nudge as the ball was coming in. I don't mean as obvious as it would have been a penalty, but he could have made that wee slight motion towards him. But the big guns held his ground, and as the ball came in, it's as if he's watched it, and the way he just glances it into the corner of the net, it was absolutely unbelievable. And it was a great finish and a great start, is what we wanted on Saturday, to get the first goal in the game.
Yeah. So we get to go, and the game opened up. It was quite an open game. Hearts put us under a wee bit of pressure, particularly down our left side. The boy, what was that boy's name? The big guy. I think he's a centre forward. He's a powerful player.
Humphreys.
Humphreys turn of pace at times. He caused us a wee bit of danger. Then we get to second goal, and for the record, Allbear was right twice on Saturday. Allbear was right. I was having a bit of a mare. A great pass with John Lundstrom. Matondo comes inside his man, slips it through to Cholak. And Bridgman, what did big Cholak do?
Stuck it away, buddy. Stuck it away. Right underneath the goalkeeper. Fantastic. Just fantastic. No, very calm, waited for the ball to come to him, and he just popped in the net. Wonderful to watch. A wee bit Alfredo Morelos-esque, shall we say, when he put that away. I loved it. Loved it.
It was a bit subtle for Alfredo. He's a power man. Southside, great finish.
It was a great finish. It's one of the few things that Matondo done, to be perfectly honest, on Saturday, but it was a good way to pass. He realised Cholak was peeling off into that bit of space. And Bridge, I don't think Alfie would have scored a goal like that, if I'm being honest.
No, just leathering it in, you know.
Aye, Cholak, he knew what he was doing, didn't he? He's been into that position, and he's obviously waiting for the goalkeeper to sort of make his decision, and he stuck it away with coolness.
Yeah,
and what a finish, you know. And at that point, I thought, oh, here we go. You know, and 2 chances, Ox in that time, and the thing is, I can't believe an actual chance Cholak's actually missed it we've gave him. So on Saturday he got the 2 chances and he's tucked them away, no problem, in the box.
Here's a bold statement. Don't shoot the messenger. Is he the best striker in Britain at the moment? Oh. Southside.
I'll be going for the Ballon d'Or. So
there might be somebody just edging him, but one form he might be the second best Bridgman.
He's playing very well. He's hit a wee thing with form, and the players are playing well for him, you know. And so he's getting some nice passes and good bits of service and opportunities, nice crosses into the box, which every centre forward looks for. If they don't put in a mile up in the air and things like that, just good crosses, and he's proved he can take care of the crosses, and he can also receive nice passes and slot the ball home, and that's what we want. That's just what we want.
All right, okay, so we gets we're 2 up, and we're thinking, okay, 1 more here and the game's finished and we can start thinking about Tuesday, and then there's a moment of madness, and I've got to say, I don't care if people think the boy's not a bad player. I don't care if it's out of character. I don't care if he plays on the edge. It was a killer's tackle Southside. He ran 20 yards with intent.
I seen him running, Ox. At the time I had no idea that it looked like he'd need him in the back because the way he sort of shot forward, and I seen your text come in saying red all day long. So obviously the referee was quick as well for where he was standing on the park, and I'm thinking, well, he obviously got a good view of it. But once I've seen it back, it was a horrendous tackle. Don't know what he was thinking about, you know, and he deservedly deserved the red card.
Yeah. No sympathy for the boy. Bridge?
No, I agree with you. No sympathy whatsoever. That could have been a double red for me. If he doesn't get a 6-match ban for doing that, he never touched the ball, that boy. Until that tackle was over and done with, he went right over the ball. He sort of used his hips and smashed into the boy's back, knocked him out the way, and he caught him as he went down, and he stood in him, and that was deliberate. That was a serious assault in anybody's language. In the football pitch, no, it's wrong.
I just think it was pure luck that the boy's not got a serious injury.
I agree.
Because it's just luck the way your ankle goes, yeah?
I think if you see the look in the boy's face when he receives the red card, he doesn't actually know where he is. He doesn't know what are the kerfuffle's about. He doesn't realise what he's done because it's 3 or 4 seconds later. At the time, he knew what he wanted to do because that's what he was wanting to do. And that, to lose that, I mean, I don't know why our manager was chatting to him. Maybe he's such a classy guy, our manager, that he would do that to help people. But that was wrong. In every language in the world, that was wrong. Seriously, terrible tackle.
So the referee got it right and we moved on to the sort of first half. First half sort of petered out. Well, apart from the goal got chopped off just before half time, we'll discuss. We should have been 3-0 up, in my opinion. Second half started, I thought it made sense to take Ryan Jack off. I seen him taking a knock just before half time. He hobbled a bit for about a couple of minutes before we went off. And obviously the Ben Davis one also made sense because they got himself a silly booking Southside. And I thought the two substitutions at half time meant that you're using your 5 subs made perfect sense. Look at the game, look at what's happened and use them, yeah.
I think looking at the game situation starting the second half, we obviously felt confident that we could make the changes, and I think you're right with Ryan Jack. I never really noticed it at the time, during the game, but I noticed it when I've watched the game back. And I think Ben Davis was just to get some minutes into his legs. Possibly the booking, but I think he was trying to keep him probably a bit fresher for Tuesday night. So that made sense as well, you know. Like you say, it didn't really alter the pattern of the game, really, by making the changes.
No, they come on and we huffed and puffed a bit, Bridgeman, and never really took our opportunities to increase the score. And then Alfredo gets one, nice move with Tav and him, and then Alfredo blasts it into the net. He enjoys a goal, mate, didn't he?
Yeah, I think there was loads of chances that had gone our way, or potential chances. We know getting through there. I think Arfield wasted a few well worked moves in the first half. I'm just meaning when you go into the second half, we were still not taking those chances. We're still losing the ball, but we felt good. We're playing 10 men. We're 2 up, and when Alfredo did get that goal, that makes a huge difference as well. They're never going to catch you now, no matter what happens, unless of course the referee turns again. No, I just loved it. Alfredo's goal, absolutely beautiful goal. Great passing, great flicks, great passing, and it smashed into the net. No keeper would have stopped that. Nobody.
No, and then we get the fourth goal with Ryan Kent, and Southside. That's the annoying thing about Ryan Kent. I was going to say infuriating, maybe both. You know, he should be picking up half a dozen goals for that position, getting himself another half a dozen a season, tap-ins at the back post. All of a sudden, he's got 12 goals, and then he throws in an assist to that. He becomes a wanted man, a top player. His game goes up, but you've got to do that. That finish there, he's got it in his locker, and that in modern football is half a dozen times a season. Southside.
100% agree, Ox. He looked a wee bit frustrated before that because he tried it maybe about 5-10 minutes before that, and he went to try and get down the outside of the player and shoot across, and it got blocked. And you could see him sort of jumping up and down a bit as if he was hoping to score, and he's got it in his locker, as we've seen, and we've seen it in the past. When Ryan Kent's on fire, he's certainly on fire. But I agree, he should be able to get easily 12 goals, and that's what we're really asking for. He should probably be able to add more, but you're looking for him to get 12 goals and then get his assist record up. Saturday, he's managed to get an assist and a goal, so hopefully, as we said, if we cut them slack for the first wee while, and we're looking for him to kick on for Saturday there. So if you critique his performance, he played quite well, and he's got a goal and an assist, mate, so hopefully it'll continue.
Right. So the game finished 4-0, and I don't think we get the credit we were due. Bridgeman, we were 2-0 up when we were playing 11 against 11. It wasn't as if the sending off altered the game greatly. We were 2-0 up.
Yeah. You know, I think sending off didn't do anything as far as we were concerned. We were 2 up. We're not going to bother. You're right. And you can see, although Hearts are a bad team and they can rally and get the wee 5 minute of possession, it can be dangerous. But we got a number of them in the first half. I'm quite happy that we didn't do any more. For me, anyway, I'm very happy. So I think that we did well. They did not do well, in my opinion. And seriously, I heard boos when that young boy touched the ball after nearly getting killed at Tannadice, and they were still booing him.
I'm sure when they see him back, they'll be mad at themselves. I will give credit to Hearts Southside. At least it was an open game of football, which meant that we were able to play, which meant it ended up pretty comfortable for us.
See the surface as well. The surface was immaculate, so it was for the players to play on. It was really a nice surface, And Hearts, we thought would come out. We thought
Have you seen Bridges' beige carpet?
No.
That's a market. That's a market.
Is it? I wouldn't expect anything else, Socks, to be honest, would you? You certainly need to. You can't walk up there with your shoes on, I take it. Shoes are off at the door, I've heard.
When the breeze comes in the window, the pile goes from left to right, mate. It's that expensive.
Right.
That's piles of money I'm talking about, not a carpet.
A pair of shockers, you guys are, I'll tell you.
Anyway, the surface was lush, I'll say that. But I thought we used the ball well, Locks. I thought obviously we kept, when we kept the wingers out wide, like you said, Lundstrom played a great ball out to Matondo. Davis done it as well during the game. Goldston was firing them out to Kent. So we opened them up in certain areas when we played the long ball, you know, and so I went out to the winger and it gave them a chance to isolate themselves with a defender, you know. So I thought tactically we done quite well in the game, even with 11 men at the time. Obviously, when we went down to 10 men, I thought we worked the ball well for a change. Sometimes you can go periods where you're stuttering and you're not really doing much, but it felt like there was probably goals coming in the second half, but it was getting to that point when the time was getting on. But I still thought we used the ball well on Saturday.
Aye, yeah. I thought, bizarrely, his intelligence and his runs and his movement, Scott Arfield, was tremendous. His execution was awful. Can you come, Bridge?
Well, look, I counted 3 really good chances he had, and one was an absolute sitter. He managed to, he tried to side foot it into the goal, you know, hoping he'd get a wee bit bend and get around the man. But to me, that was an absolute sitter. And I thought he was awful unlucky in getting that goal chalked off. So hands up to him for that. And he just took it like a Rangers man, you know, that's all he can do. But there was another couple of chances and he was involved, really involved. But there was a couple of wee times when it was the wrong pass he gave, you know. It was a bit no quite fast enough or too slow, these kind of things. But I'm very happy with Arfield and the team. And he's always there to try and get a goal, you know. He's always in the box, and he always gets into the box. And I like that about him.
Would that be fair, Southside? His movement and his intelligence was superb, but his execution was rubbish.
On Saturday, he was unfortunate. But to me, he had a typical Scott Arfield game. You know, he made the runs, he picks up the space. Probably should have scored when he had the chance in the box. The one Ryan Jack played to him when he burst and seen the space. He was running by your striker when Cole actually took the other defender the other way. So, and he should have had a goal. And you know, he's involved. Talks. He's a good
pass for Jack was poor, mate. Simple pass. That was
just over hit for him. But I mean, he should have had a goal, like you say. He was involved in all sorts. He's a forward-thinking player for us that gets in the box, Ox, and on another day he could probably have had 2 goals and maybe even 3.
I agree. Right, okay, so right, before we get the phone lines, I just need to give a shout out, yeah. Blackpool True Blue is a great supporter of the show, yeah, and a lot of things we do, and he's friends to many. Young David, Wee David as we call him, I can't believe where the times went. Young David was born and it was touch and go and he had open heart surgery. Remember it, Bridge? We're following it closely, yeah.
Yes, indeed, yes.
Yeah, well, the wee man's 3 today. 3 and gone from strength to strength.
That's
and
fabulous.
He just absolutely adores the Rangers. And he's been going to the games. I think he's been going to the games for nearly a year now, maybe a good 6 months anyway, maybe the end of the season. Well, he's 3 today, and he was at Ibrox for a tour, and he loved it. David, happy birthday, son, and I hope you enjoyed your tour at Ibrox and go from strength to strength, because your story's remarkable, and you look after that old man of yours. Right, okay, let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
There's the time went, that wee boy's 3. God, it seems like yesterday. Seems like yesterday.
It's so true of life, isn't it? You turn in and all of a sudden they're up next to your shoulder. My young nephew, I used to take him to Ibrox with me, and he lives over in Belfast now. And he's got two young boys, and one of them, you want to see the size of him, he's about 6'5". He sent a photograph, and I thought, who's that big guy next to you? So I texted him and says, that's my son. Last time I saw him, he was only 7 or something, you know. He's only 14 up there. You know?
Brilliant.
Wonderful.
Brilliant. Right, so you happy with the performance on Saturday, Southside, yeah?
Aye, mate, I thought it was a decent performance, a good performance. Like we said, I went for 2-0 in Trolac because I thought it'd be a tight game, and I thought if we could come away with a 2-0, it would have been a good result. So we got 4, and it was a good bonus to get 4. Maybe we should have had 4 or 5, like we said, but a good result, mate. Aye, 100%.
I think everybody would have took that before the game, Bridge, yeah? Performance and result.
100%. Like I think that's the result, and shall we say, quality of play we were looking for. And again, there's a lot of folk would say, well, they're doing it 10 men. We should have taken full advantage and really went for it. However, I think the manager and coaches and probably the team were thinking we've got a huge game on Tuesday. Let's see how we can manage this. Yeah, a big game on Tuesday at Liverpool.
No, we play it Monday and Saturday, the greatest team it's ever been.
Right. That's right. You know what I mean? Sorry. Worry about them then. That's right. You're absolutely. But we'll get 2 big games coming up. But no, I think the players probably thought to themselves, or maybe they've been told by the manager, and just take it easy, steady on, and see what you can do. And it worked. And there no major injuries.
I think it was obviously it was frustrating. Southside were going to score more goals, but I would say it was a competent professional performance. We were working them, pulling them, making half chances. They were clearing it, putting it in for a corner. We were getting it back quite quickly, and we were going forward. Yeah, the highlight of the second half was Tav pulling the ball out there. Did you see that, Southside?
Aye, it was brilliant. I thought we worked the ball well. You know, I said that earlier. I thought we done well with that. I thought we stretched them. Borna was doing a lot of overlapping. We were putting crosses in, and we were getting Kent on the ball, and he had a couple of chances where he tried to get a shot at goal and get blocked. So Alfie probably should have scored when Sakala set him up, which is another one. I thought the wee man come on and looked lively, like we've always said. So in the second half, I thought we stretched them well, and we retained the ball, and we just kept going forward, and we were just looking for opportunities to get the extra goals.
Were you surprised that Matondo started?
I was surprised, if I'm honest. But to be honest, I mean, what did he actually do apart from that tackle on him, and he set up the goal for Trolac? To be honest, that's probably enough. But people will say he's just back in the team and he's contributed. He's got an assist. But I think we played more down the left than we did the right, if you look at the way we played, you know.
Aye, I get it. Aye, we've still not seen this blistering pace, you know. But I'm looking forward to him open up again like he did against West Ham, and let's see it, Bridge.
Yeah, that'd be good, wouldn't it? That'd be good. Like the guy's coming on, I think he's starting to feel more comfortable. Still, some of these players that we play against, they're kind of body checkers, you know. That's to say a nice thing. They body check a lot and they walk in front. They deliberately, go in there to stop the player, irrespective of whether they've got the ball or not. If they see the player going to the ball, they'll walk in front of them and all the nonsense. It's just silly stuff, but professional, you know. Personally, I hate to see it. I think it's wrong when you got a team like Rangers there. They want to play football and they're playing football, and all of a sudden you see some clown body checking a player. And that boy Smith, the foul he did on Ryan Kent, to me that was a red card, 100% red card for me. They hit him with the foot and then he shoved him in the ground. That's a red card for me. They just didn't want him to go past him. Anyway, never mind. It started me again. Sorry.
I've watched the Parthian news. Some of your tackles were they shrinking.
No, I'm not a shrinking violet that way, but always going for the ball. Always.
Yes, but sometimes it wasn't in the same area of the pitch.
I think you'll see. You watch that tackle by Michael Smith again, and you'll see how wrong it was. He got a booking. He got booked for it, deservedly so. But it could have been a red card. And I think there's quite a lot of red cards in there. I'm moaning again. I'm sorry, I'm moaning.
Southside, good performance overall. Cholak man of the match.
Aye, I would think so. 2 goals. Done what he done till he get took off and Alfie come on. I'd probably say Cholak, mate. But I thought he was a bit more involved this time. And bits even with these goals, there was a couple of times he laid the ball off with the head. He done a wee flick to the side and stuff that we hadn't really noticed. Sometimes when the ball came up to him, it wasn't sticking as much. But I think on Saturday, he had a nice few wee touches. And like I say, he bombed onto the ball to get it out wide to Kent when he made his dart and run into the box for the first goal. So he looked alive on Saturday and he was certainly involved in a lot of things, even with his 2 goals.
I thought he did a good game. His 2 goals rounded it off, but even in the first half particularly, Bridge, even if he hadn't scored the 2 goals, he still had a decent game.
Yeah, I think his all-round play was very good. He was getting involved. There are a couple of times he's doing his centre-forward thing and other players are trying to be fine and try fine lines. We'll go for the near post here. Unfortunately, Cholak's, by that time, Cholak's trying to get in there thinking there's a slower ball coming in to go for it. That's him. Away he goes for a goal kick, So sometimes it's like that, but that's only knowledge and communication with the rest of the boys. But I think he plays a very, very good game yesterday. Very good game. Apart from his 2 goals, I thought he did very well.
All right, so it's unusual, but I agree. That's a first for Rangers Radio, isn't it?
Do you know who I thought looked no bad on the day for Hearts? I thought that boy Humphreys looked pretty decent in the first time I've seen him. He looked powerful. He was pacey. He got stuck in. He was direct. And I thought he was a decent player for Hearts.
You're saying that they had more threat in their right-hand side than we had in ours. Is that what you're saying to me?
Well, obviously, if you look at the stats, no, because Matondo set up a goal, but I thought the boy looked good. I thought he had a good game, and then I noticed that they've got him on loan through Wigan. It wasn't the next day I've watched the game again, but even in the Saturday, I'd said to a couple of the boys, that boy looks a decent player at Hearts. But like I say, he's on loan through Wigan, so I just thought he shone for them in the first half, and that he was in about it for them anyway.
Fast, mate, and I think he's usually a striker, mate. If I'm being honest, they moved him out there.
Played this slightly off the right,
There was times he had Bonner because Bonner did 2 because Smith was running on because Kent was staying high, yeah.
Aye.
Deliberate, no. So when Smith ran on, we were hoping to get the ball and get it out to the wingers. And the first half, Bonner had. There was a 10-minute period where he gave them problems. I'd seen you're coming for there, aye. I looked a big unit anyway, powerful. Did you know
he was always looking to get on the box. No, when he
ran out of gas, big still, didn't he? Hit the wall.
Put a lot of effort in for them.
Aye, it was like big Stevie all night buffet, you know what I mean? Bridgeman, did you notice him?
Who was that? I just heard him saying Big Stevie. We're not talking about a Hearts player, are you?
Humphreys that played for the Hearts.
He's not a bad player, actually. But not quite my cup of tea, but not a bad player. Gets involved. But once I was just speaking a few minutes ago about the body checking. He's one of the main culprits for that. He goes in and he can't stop himself. He just wants to body check. Even when the ball's away, he'll body check, So you're Barnes has got a couple of thumps off him,
Part of the game, mate. Part of the game.
Indeed. But not after the ball's gone, please. Don't mind the thumping this and thumping that. But I'm not keen on him that way. Yeah, looks a good player, very athletic. I think I heard you saying he kind of run out of steam.
I
thought that was a bit
really funny, actually. Watched him for that gas in like a balloon. Just disappeared. All right, okay. Obviously, nobody could have saw the game on Saturday, Southside,
No, obviously, no. Get on here, get on the phones and come in. Let's speak to us. The Rangers have won and the lines are empty.
Are you saying to me, Southside, that
I am saying to you, if we'd got beat, they'd have been red hot tonight.
Aye. I told you so.
We've no pace in our midfield. These players have done it for us. They're not good enough. Aye. Sometimes they're no, but they were on Saturday.
Aye. Here's a question for you too. I mean, obviously we had a couple of games and we know we were poor against them, and away in Ajax we weren't great. You know, we let ourselves down. We know we can play better than that. And individual errors. John McLaughlin didn't have a great game at Parkhead. No blaming John. It's a team game, but he didn't have his best display, and we didn't play well. But was that because is that the factor because of the 4 high pressure games qualifiers we had? Have they took Mary a toll? So this breaks, let us recharge your batteries, and it's worked for the Southside then, Bridge.
Well, I did say, didn't I? I was hoping that the break would have done a lot of the players good. They've all played quite a lot of games since the start of pre-season, and they were big, high-profile games. I mean, they've come back with a 3-0 defeat in the first game of Europe. Or 2-0 defeat, whatever it was, I can't remember now. It was that long ago. But we had to overturn it at Ibrox, and then we were up against it to a point against PSV. You look at their team and their players, and we put in a good performance away from him, and it was a bit jittery at Ibrox. And then, as you say, to be honest, apart from the Hibs game, we should probably have had the maximum points up to. We didn't turn up against them, and we looked awful. And then, obviously, when you look at Ajax and Napoli, you're in the Champions League, and they are 2 good teams. We probably made it easier for Ajax on the night. We'd come off the back of that defeat, and probably the players had used a lot of energy. And we're going into Ajax, and they pass the ball well, and we're having to run and chase, and probably didn't pick probably 1 or 2 players we might have changed on the night. But they're a good team, and Napoli's certainly a good team, Ox. So I just thought if we where we are now, we wiped the board clean for then, and we look at what we're going to do now going forward in performances. And obviously Saturday was a good performance, but I think the break has done a lot of the players good, because we had a lot of players that weren't away in international duty.
Is that fair, Bridge?
Actually, yeah. We had a lot of players not in international duty, which is nice for the manager. I think you were saying about the toll of the European games. I don't think they're great. I just don't think our players were good enough. In my honest opinion, weren't good enough. Maybe not fit enough, some of them. But we got a hell of a lot of injuries, and some of the guys that are injured are our big chunk of our first team. So our first team weren't really our full first team. They did so well for us last season. Through injury, we didn't have them, and we've sold 2 or 3. So there's not much we can say about it. But I just think that it's taking time for the players to come right. They're starting to come right, as we can see with our own eyes. They're starting to come right. Good result, good game, but it's Europe. Next one's a huge game. At Liverpool, and Liverpool expect to beat us.
Of course, the bookies, the price of the bookies are. We know where we are. We know where we are in this journey, and I'm sure we'll come to that as the show develops. But going back to the weekend, Southside, it was a great team performance. I mean, the second half, Al McGregor could have sat in with you when that rain came on. It wouldn't have made any difference, would it?
No, I know. Aye, it was obviously with them getting down to the 10 men, it makes it a bit easier. But even at 11, I still think they wouldn't have caused as much problems. We seem to have been in control of the game, Ox. You know, players that we've all said are a wee bit this, they've been off for them, they've not been in it. they all sort of came to the fore on Saturday. And I think the break has done them all a bit of good, because we've got a lot of games going forward, and Saturday was just the start of them. But it was good to see players get that wee bit of form, wee bit more confidence. Cholak scores goals, Kent's got himself a goal and an assist. Certain other players have played well on the day. So what more can we ask for? We were looking for a good result and a half-decent performance, and to be honest, we got it.
27, mate, and I thought that was the hardest game for you to the break in the league, mate. So that's the first three and arguably the hardest game out the way.
Aye. We've got this group of games coming up, and they all look decent fixtures. So let's go. Let's get steamed in here in this league and let's rack up these points.
Can I ask you a question, guys? Did you see apparently I never heard that or saw it. The Hearts manager said that they want to beat Rangers. They're going to beat Rangers.
Actually, talked to his team up before, because they could have went second if they'd won, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
He talked his team up. Yeah, they had a go and they fell short. And after the game, he must have been watching a different game for me. He said they send it off, we were well in it. But I think he forgot to score at the time, Southside. They were 2-0.
Aye. Listen, he's positive, isn't he? He's got to try and install a bit of confidence into his team. And probably Hearts have been doing all right, considering they're at home and we've come off shaky. We've had results but in the league, but we've not had great performances. So he's going to talk his team up, and fair play to him. But we went there and we shut them up early, didn't we?
Yeah. Anyway, we'll be joined by Ian for YouTube. How are we doing, Ian?
I'm not bad. I hear you're complaining a bit more than any bad phone calls tonight. So
you're always a good caller, mate.
No, but I thought I'd phone you up and complain about Rangers only winning 4-0 when they should have been 8,
It could have been, Ian. You're right. I mean, we got a goal chopped off for nothing. We missed Arfield missed a sitter. Morelos missed a sitter.
Yeah.
They were real sitters, no?
I can laugh at Michael, who on Spokane was saying it was a definite foul on the goalkeeper with Matondo. I mean, I nearly laughed that much. I nearly let my duvet cover, you know what I mean? He tried to calm me down a bit. It was,
I don't know what watching, mate. I don't know what he was watching.
I don't know what game he was watching, but it wasn't the same game as us. The morning night, I was wondering, should you be playing Arfield? Because his game against Hearts was, I'd say, mince is too polite a word. I know he's great at times, but I don't think he's been on it for a wee while. And Saturday proved that he was, apart from the goal that he took off, I mean, I don't think he did anything right. Wasn't that good?
I thought his movement was excellent, mate. I thought his timing of these runs was superb. He got involved at the right time. His execution was awful. Southside, I can't argue with it.
His passing was ridiculous.
There was a couple of passes that went astray. He tried to play one out to Matondo, which he said to Matondo, come to the other side. He went down the wing, and it was probably the harder ball at the time for him to play it between the defender, and he played it shorter, and Matondo missed it, and it looked as if it was a right bad pass. Just in the way he interpreted it. When he goes into the box, he should probably score. He could have even laid it off to Kent, Ian, to be honest, just to the left of him. I thought Scott Arfield did a typical Scott Arfield game. He gets forward, he makes good runs, he's quite intelligent, and his goal shouldn't have been chopped off. And on another day, he might have had another one. So, I thought he done all right, to be honest, considering it was a decent to good performance, I thought, on Saturday.
I mean, I suppose everybody sees it through their own eyes and makes up their own mind.
He missed a sitter, Ian. He missed a sitter, mate.
He missed a sitter. And a couple of his passes were going astray. And I think I just sort of spotted that in the game and kept my eye on him. So I think that's all the negativity was coming for Arfield. He probably wasn't as bad as I'm making it. I was just constantly watching him.
What I would agree with, I would say his execution wasn't great. That one he missed, and there was a couple of those balls, so that grabs your attention. But some of his movement was good, and he was getting into the box, and you've seen that when he gets the goal. He's in there
Aye.
beside the striker, and he's got a tap in, hasn't he?
Well, that's true, aye.
You know, with the one
Even
against.
we're talking about, remember I was talking about the two strikers getting played with Rangers, and I know Gio's never going to go for it. I know a lot of people say the Morris night's no the time to try sort of a new pony tricks, but I would put the two up front because it's double trouble.
Do you want to hear my team, what I think the team will be for tomorrow night, Ian?
Yes.
Do you want to hear it, Southside, or do you want to go first?
No, you bash away.
You bash away, Oxford. We want to get a laugh.
Here's what I think the team. Here's what I think the team will be: Alan McGregor, James Tavernier, Connor Goldson, Ben Davis, Borna Barisic, John Lundstrom, Ryan Jack, Glenn Kamara. I would play Scotty Arfield to start with on the right, Ryan Kent on the left, and Alfredo Morelos up top. With our main man coming on with half an hour and go and stealing the glory. There we go.
Who's starting with Alfie, did you say?
Yes, I think he showed against Napoli that's what's blowing me towards Alfredo because of the type of game. I don't think it'll be a game where we'll be going in behind. We'll need somebody to hold the ball up. And as much as I think the big Antonio's playing superb and he's a great finisher, his bit of glory will be the last half an hour when he comes on and scores for the Rangers.
Well, I quite agree with you there because Alfie plays his best in Europe. So you're not losing anything with putting him on. If you get what I mean, if it doesn't work out, you can always change them out, put Cholak on, take him off later on. But he does play well in Europe. But I would sort of play basically the same team as Saturday.
Well, I wouldn't. I don't think it's no offence to the boy and made a chance. I don't think it's a game for Matondo Southside then Bridge.
I think the team was possibly going to be similar. You could argue you'd maybe take one out, but Matondo I don't think plays at Anfield, Ian. So I think the team would have been similar along the lines a Saturday's team, you know. Like you say, maybe Alfie will come out, as Ox says, that's his team he's picked, and it might be like that. So we'll have to wait and see.
It's a challenge, beating Matondo.
Well, there'll be times for fashion, mate. I mean, he showed a good appetite when he came on, didn't he?
He made a difference when he came on Saturday.
He gave us a sweet start. Bridgeman?
I think what you have said, I agree with most of the things you've said. I think you could bring Matondo on the second half, not play him from the start. I doubt very much if he'll get away with too much for that night because they've got tough fullbacks. You know, their fullbacks are quick and sharp and tough tackling. So I wouldn't like to see the boy get caught up then. In my opinion, I think he should be kept off for certainly the first half. Bring him on the second half at some point when we're looking for the pace, and the pace is going out of the game a wee bit. If that happens, I just don't think he's ready for anything like that. I don't know who you'll play right enough, but in my mind, I can't see it.
Aye, that's my method, my madness. Southside. I mean, I know it's not the most attacking team we could put out.
No, but I see what you're saying. Do you know how we'll play with a back five?
That's what I think.
Will Lundstrom dropping in there? Do you think?
I don't want Lundstrom dropping in there. I want Lundstrom still to stay in the midfield because we need dig. We need a bit of presence. We need a wee bit of physicality. I think that's probably going to be where Gio's got to make that decision.
So who's your back five then?
Well, see, I had to think about that. As much as I thought about this, right? I thought about if we played like a 3-5-2. You're either going to have to put in the young boy, King, on the right-hand side, Golson in the middle, and then you need to play Ben Davis with Borna and Tav. But when we're going forward, obviously, they're going to push on, and then you're playing your midfield three, so you keep Lundstrom in the midfield, I think Jack and Kamara go in there with him. I think he play Kent, and you're either going to play Alfie or Cholak. Otherwise, you would maybe try and play Borna in there as a three with Golston and Davis, and maybe fling Yilmaz out to the left. I know it's a gamble, but he's got a bit of pace to burn.
Have you been at the glue again?
Well, but the only other way, you're going to play a young boy if you're going to play that system, or you just pick your team as a 4.
I can't. He's not the type of manager. I think if he plays 5 at the back, mate, I think all he does is slide Lundstrom in there. That's what he does, mate.
I know, but I don't really want Lundstrom sitting in there. I want him in the middle of the park because I want us to go on the ball and try and cause them problems. I don't want it to be sitting in all night and having them running at us.
No. I think we've got to get the ball at the park. We've got to join in. Yeah, we've been Kent and that, need to get close to whoever it is, and that's my rationale. But not playing Cholak, Ian, if that makes sense. I've nothing against him. He's for deficit. I just think it's horses for courses.
I agree that Lundstrom should be in the middle as well. That's where he did his best work.
I think Lundstrom was a fantastic game yesterday.
He did.
Yeah, really good.
I had him as second best player yesterday. I thought him, obviously Cholak, him and Golson for me. Southside Sean.
Aye, I just want him in the midfield against them tomorrow night. Hawks, we need a bit of presence and physicality. Somebody will put his foot in and all. Try and get on the ball. No, we've got to get in about that midfield. They push a high line and all, so you'll be dinking balls. You've got to think about dinking balls out of the back of them because they push up all the time. We've all watched it and seen it. But you've got to be able to be bold enough to do it. But if you've got a wee bit of pace here, it's obviously Kent we'll need to look for. So, but we need to be competing in the midfield, Docs. So if we take Lundstrom out of that, no, it's a bit lighter.
Aye, I understand your rationale, mate. That's how I would go with it. That's how I would go with that sort of 4-5 sort of 1. I think
if Sands had been available, it might have been Sands, Golston and Davis with Borner and Tav.
Aye, definitely.
I think that might have been more what you'd have been looking at. It's just a case of, do you go with a 5 or do you go with a 4?
Interesting.
Okay, you saying, for instance, from a defensive perspective, Davies isn't injured, is he?
No, not that we know.
No, he's okay. I think that guy, it made a huge difference the way we played our game in the first half. Oh, he saw the difference. Some lovely passes across the field and things like that. Superb to watch. And there you go, you get a natural left-footed player.
Made a big difference, didn't you?
Huge difference. And Golson.
Must have took you back to your primary school days when your school team was full of left footers.
Aye, well, that's correct.
Right, lads, I'm going to go. Thanks for letting me on tonight.
Cheers, Ian.
Anyway, no problem, lads.
Evening, Blue Star.
Right, take care.
Evening, Hawks, Southside and Bridgeman. Just on what you are talking about, Hawks, it was a good enough performance on Saturday. Like you say, Bridgeman, that nephew of yours, when you said that his son was 6'5", I pity he didn't play at centre half.
Blue, he's only 14.
Aye, but if he's 6'5", we'd be able to header a ball out the fence.
Exactly.
You've got guys that can't do that.
I used to take his father, my nephew, used to take my nephew over to Ibrox just to watch the Rangers. So he wants to go and see a Rangers game, but they're off bait in case he wants to go and see a Rangers Celtic match. They don't want any of that at the moment. But he's desperate to get him keen, and he plays football. And I told his father, you get some contacts at Rangers and see what you can do, get him into these youngsters' side, because I think we're needing them.
Yeah. It's me with you. You just want comps, innit?
And I've actually never thought of that, but it's a good idea.
Oh dear. Right, Blue Star, floor's yours.
Aye, Ox, on what you're saying, I see your rationale for starting with Alfie. I wouldn't have any qualms with that. I think most of our squad were fans. A lot of them think that's kind of Alfie's kind of game, he'll hold the ball up because a lot of the time we're obviously going to need a defender, we'll be sitting back. But Ox, I just think our manager's a kind of creature of habit, and I get what you're saying when he done it against Napoli. As I say, I wouldn't have any qualms about that. I certainly wouldn't agree with Kamara. I would drop Arfield without a shadow of a doubt. I agreed with the last caller. If I watched the game another twice, his distribution was absolutely shocking for the time he was on. I would stick with Davis in the midfield along with Lindstrom and Jack. I get where Southside's coming for, but maybe having 5 at the back, I just don't think we'll do it. I think if the 11's fit, which they must be because he more or less said that today, I can see him starting with the same team again, Ox. But I would agree with you on the point. I know for a fact Alfie will no last 90 minutes because he's nowhere near fit enough. You've seen it on Saturday. He hasn't got the legs. He's nowhere near match sharpness. But by all accounts, he certainly could start with a wee guy, and hopefully he'll do his job. He'll hang on to the ball. But I just think our manager's a creature of habit. I just think he'll go with the same team, guys.
It'll be interesting. I don't know. But we'll see. I'm wondering, what are you thinking, Bridge? What are you thinking? Do you stick or twist, mate? What do you do?
To be honest, I think they'll go with. I think they should also go with Cholak. He's done very, very well. He's playing well. You know how I feel about Morelos. I think he's one of our key players, if not the key player, when he's fit and running. I think it might just be a wee bit too quick for him to go into a huge game like that. But I'm going to try to take anything away from him. But I do think Cholak should go with us. And it's only going to be one up front anyway, that is for sure. We're only going to play one up the middle. And it can be either of the two. But personally speaking, I think we should continue with Cholak. There's a bit of confidence going through the team. They know where to try and find them, and so on and so forth. And Morelos is a good substitution for him.
I get it. By the way, when I said I would play Alfie, it was nothing against Big Antonio, Southside. You know?
No, I know. I get the rationale where you hold the ball up better. I'm going in the Cholak camp. No, I'm going that his movement, he harasses
Did
defenders.
I hear you right? Admitting you were camping there. I've thought that for a while. I just didn't.
That's what it says on the tin. Big man knows where the goal is. And people will be probably sitting there going, we need to go up the park first. And but that's why I want Lundstrom in the midfield. See if he plays a back 5, slightly blue star. Davis is probably maybe going to go in there with Jack and Kamara for me. But I don't really want Davis in the midfield. So, but I play Cholak up front in the hope that we can get up that park at times. And if we can get a couple of balls in that box and that big man gets a chance, well, he's proven already. He's not missed any that he's been gave. So that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that we're a British Cup tie and all, and it's just going to be one of the type of games that'll be fast and furious. And we just get stuck right into them. That's it. Just get stuck right into them.
Absolutely, and I see where the both of you are coming from. You've got an argument for both sides. I just thought when Davis came on, the one thing I noticed about the midfield, the one thing you've got to give that wee guy a million times credit for it. See his passes. Sometimes they are short, and sometimes he was hitting them out to the wings. But the thing I love about the wee guy, very, very rarely does he waste a ball. Davis's passing's absolute second to none. Even at his age, second to none. Ox, I'll tell you a thing I was sickened to hear about, man. You'll know what I'm going to say. See, knowing that's Lawrence out for quite some time now, that's a scunner for me because along with Colac, he was the one guy I thought added a different dimension to our midfield. I really did. I think that's a liberty that he's out. And the thing is, seemingly he was back for the injury that he had. This happened again, must have been the other weekend or whatever, in training. How unlucky are we with injuries? It's unreal.
I know, and it's not that, but it could be as simple as he's coming back, his hamstrings popped or something, mate. You know, we don't know, because obviously, you know, they're saying he'll be back to after the World Cup. We've got that many games coming in a sort of 6-week period, and hopefully, I know it's still serious in Army, but hopefully something like that and nothing too serious Southside.
I have not seen anything. I've just heard that he'd mentioned that he was out. which is a Blue Star because he offers something different in their midfield. When you look at any of the
if he would have been fit, I would have had him in the right, and with the team had set up tomorrow night, instead of Scotty.
He would probably have had to have had some game time ups, I think.
Aye, if he'd have been fit.
Aye, 100%. Tillman's the one for me that we've not mentioned him, and the fact is, will Gio maybe consider putting him in? You don't know. He done a job in PSV.
I know,
right? He stuck discipline buttocks and he done his job, and at the end of the day he got up there and he robbed the guy in the body square at Cholak, but it's just he needs to work. He needs to work after the ball, and that's the thing where I fear Blue Star with Stephen Davis. If we're getting a wee bit overrun like we have in the other two games, Stephen Davis is no good, no pace. I know he doesn't give the ball away when he's got the ball and he'll make the wee passes, but we need to track runners. We need energy. We need all that tomorrow, as well as a bit of blood and thunder into them. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely, mate, and you're correct in what you're saying. It's just that sometimes I've got to be honest, guys. Up until Saturday, I don't think any one of us thought we'd done yesterday tomorrow night. So you're looking at it and you're trying to look at it, cover all bases, and you're right in what you're saying. The only difference you could say to that is if we are on the kind of back foot, it's a question of we have to make sure that when we've got the ball, we're at least finding our own players. And for that argument, that's where Oxy's got the point for Alfie if he's going to be up front, because at least we know one thing he can do. He doesn't need to run about daft, but he can hold up the ball. For me, guys, on that basis, too, that Bridge mentioned that. That's the one thing you've got reservations with the likes of Matondo. If they're going to have most of the ball, which we all know they will, we're going to have players, especially our wingers. Certainly Kent does it. They're going to have to backtrack a lot. And the wee guy Matondo, there's one thing about him, Ox, the wee guy can't tackle. We've seen that time and time again. And on that basis, maybe Southside's right. Maybe that's where he would maybe go for the likes of Tillman instead of Matondo. But for me, I said it in Saturday's show. See the wee guy when he came on, and I know he's been coming on bit parts. In fact, he never get long at all. But the difference Sakala made when he came on, he's a great option to have on that bench, at least probably later on in the game. And if he did go with Alfie, certainly Colat's too. But I was really impressed with wee Sakala's attitude when he came on, because he went direct and he did cause problems. I mean, as I say, Alfie should have busted the net, but wee Sakala, I thought, was a revelation when he came on.
I think I've always liked Sakala's attitude, Bridgeman. He's got something about him, but whether he's cultured enough, but he's definitely a character, isn't he, on that pitch, isn't
he? Plays with a big heart and a big smile. That's for sure. He's very awkward to play against because he's not very easily pushed off the ball. He's got a nice wee centre about.
He doesn't know what he's got to do. So how are you meant to know?
No, I'm saying that. I think he's a smashing wee player. There are times when it's so frustrating because he can do these things, but he does lose the ball in the most awkward positions. I wouldn't mind. I've said this a million times. I don't care if they kick the ball and it goes right with the park. I don't care. We can complain about that and moan about it later, but don't just lose the ball. Do not lose the ball when you've got 5 or 6 midfielders.
Get yourself on mute because we're going to have a tune.
I've been in exile for some years and my eyes filled up with tears when the Rangers came to Wolverhampton town. So I took a trip along just to hear some famous songs when the Rangers came to Wolverhampton town. I stood there all alone while the boys all down from home sang of Rangers, that team of great renown. And a sight I'd never seen when they sang God Save the Queen when the Rangers came to Wolverhampton town. There's There's not a team like the Glasgow Rangers. One of the famous songs they sung, and a sight I'd never seen when they sang God Save the Queen, when the Rangers came to Wolverhampton town. Now on the field below, the boys put on a show, the likes they'd never seen at Molyneux. And it's football, it was grand, from Macmillan, Scott and Brand, when the Rangers came to Wolverhampton town. There's not a team like the Glasgow Rangers. One of the famous songs they sung, and a sight I'd never seen when they sang God Save the Queen, when the Rangers came to Wolverhampton town. Now the white flag must come nearer, with men like Bobby Shearer, the way he played at Wolverhampton town. And the world forever after would sing of Jimmy Baxter, for on his head they placed that noble crown. There's not a team like the Glasgow Rangers. One of the famous songs they sung, and a sight I'd never seen when they sang God Save the Queen, when the Rangers came to Wolverhampton town. Now I knew it had to happen, I heard a mighty roar, the famous Glasgow Rangers they had scored. And the sky was white and blue, Wolverhampton shook right through, the loyal rampant Rangers had come through. There's not a team like the Glasgow Rangers. One of the famous songs they sung, and a sight I'd never seen when they sang God Save the Queen, when the Rangers came to Wolverhampton town. When the Rangers came to Wolverhampton town.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Oh, thanks for that. Thanks for that. Aye, well, we'll see where it takes us tomorrow night. Fox played that deliberately. Battle of Britain, back in its day. They done it, South Side.
Back in its day.
Yep, we sure did. It was long due another one.
Aye, hard to believe that it's the first time we've played Liverpool in a competitive match, isn't it?
Aye, I'm looking forward to it tomorrow, must admit, just to get down and sample that atmosphere they all talk about. Not that I'm really wanting to hear the song, but it will be a good atmosphere, you know, in another stadium you can go in a competitive game. It is a Battle of Britain, isn't it? So let's get right into the Memorial. Fear no foe.
Huh?
Fear no foe, absolutely. Fear no foe.
It's incredible, Ox, to think they're one of the top sides down there, have been for many years, and yet our club's never played them in a competitive match. And on that, Ox, the amount of buses and obviously cars, etc., the amount of our fans that are getting down to these fan zones down there, I think there's 3. They're reckoning upwards of 20,000 plus. That's absolutely amazing when you consider there's only a couple of thousand getting into the ground.
Aye, I know, mate. Fans like no other. Fans like no other. Is that fair, Southside?
Correct. 100% correct. Follow, isn't it?
Follow Glasgow Rangers. That could be a song, couldn't it?
Yep.
Right, okay. We're going to hear from your manager, yeah?
Excellent.
Van Bronckhorst. If that's all right with you two, gentlemen.
Yeah.
And
Go for it, bud.
Richman.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, let's hear for the gaffer.
Jim, when you analysed the game against Brighton, could you take encouragement from Brighton, not only the fact you scored 3 goals, but had a lot of first-time chances especially?
Yeah, well, I mean, of course, you will look at the opponents they faced, the way they played. Of course, they have conceded, more goals than they normally do. But for them, again, they had a bad result. I mean, a result that could have been better last Saturday. But they will go out tomorrow to give pressure to us and to win this game. So for them, it's also an opportunity to change things around. So as I said before, we're going to prepare the team as if we are playing against the strongest Liverpool side that they can be.
The performance against Napoli last time was a big improvement in the previous game against Ajax. How much more do you think your players need to give to have a chance here tomorrow night?
Well, I think the performance we had against Napoli was a lot better than we showed against Ajax in Amsterdam. I think we competed really well until the red card, which after that made it really difficult for us to keep a clean sheet. And going forward was much more difficult. But in Europe against the opponents we face, you have to be on top form, individually, but also as a team to face the challenge you face every game in Champions League.
Would you accept that on the basis of form so far, we really just don't know what to expect from Liverpool or Rangers exactly in this game?
Oh, it's a good game then. You're gonna watch if it can go all the way. Either. That's maybe also the beauty of football. I mean, we didn't start well in Europe. The last two results we had in the league, was very positive for us because the result on Saturday, and for Liverpool, it's the result they didn't win on Saturday, but still, it's a great side, and sometimes it's. It's the beauty of the game, what not to expect, and form is also temporary, and that can change in one game. And, we have to be prepared if the form for Liverpool changes tomorrow, we have to be prepared.
You have a job to do on the psychology of your players to convince them that they're good enough to go out here and beat this team.
Well, we always have the belief. It starts with belief, and because if you don't have any belief when you go on the pitch, you're going to face a, impossible challenge. I think that's the character we have to show. It's also the character we've showed in the past. And we have to have the same, spirit, belief to get something out of the game, because that's where it starts. Before you enter, on the pitch and the whistle goes, you have to be ready, and mentally as well, because, it's a very, hard ground to come to. And we have to be prepared tactically for the challenge we face against playing against Liverpool, but also with the atmosphere we're gonna feel tomorrow.
How much does our players just have to enjoy the occasion? It's 10 years ago a club were in the third division in the Scottish football. To actually be in this stage is incredible. The fans are enjoying it, obviously. We don't like getting beat, but we need to go out there and enjoy these occasions as well. So yeah, that's important as well.
No, it's important. It's many positives to take out of this year's campaign in the Champions League, because, as you said, it's been a couple of years, a lot of years since we act on this level. Of course, the history in the last 10 years where we had to go up to the highest level in Scotland from the bottom leagues. Of course, the runs in Europe were improving each year out. Playing the Champions Europa League final last year was, of course, a very great achievement from all of us. And I think we're all proud to be at this stage to play against the team we're facing. But then again, if you are playing in top of Europe, you want to win games as well, and that's our focus mainly.
Can you just tell us, Jim, when's Tom Lawrence due to return?
Well, Tom had his recovery went on schedule, but for Tom, he sustained a new injury, unfortunately, in this week. So we have to wait how long he will be out, but I think it's going to be longer term. Yeah.
Weeks or months?
Probably more months than weeks.
Can you give us an
idea what injury?
Not yet, because we're still diagnosing his injury, but I don't think we have him back before the World Cup break.
That was in training, was it?
Yes.
Okay. As a Dutchman and in a World Cup year, what do you make of the form of Virgil van Dijk?
Well, I mean, I love Virgil. I mean, because I think if you see his career, the way he developed as a player and always took the next step in his career. I think I'm very proud of the way he performed for all his teams, but also for the national team. He's the captain of the team, and he's a true leader. So, for him, to be going to the World Cup in November, I think for him is a proud moment as a captain. A feeling I had as well going to the World Cup in 2010. But I'm really happy for him in his development, and hopefully tomorrow he will not have a really good game. But nothing but praise for him. The way he plays, the way he acts as a leader for both country and club. And I think really for us as Dutch, I think he's a great example for the youngsters.
He's been so criticised this season for not maybe taking the level he should be. What do you make of that?
Yeah, but he's a fantastic player. Form, it's everyone can have a bad game or in a bad spell, but I think the backup he gets, the trust from his coach is amazing, and you always go in those moments. I had the same feeling when I was a player. We as a team had that moments we are underperforming and in a bad moment, but in those moments you have to work hard and feel the backup of your coach, and I think that's our role as managers in those moments, to keep them motivated and keep trusting them to reverse the situation.
Well, thanks for that, Fox. Real bad news. I know it's Blue Star mentioned it, Southside, but real bad news about Tom Lawrence. I mean, months, that could mean anything, but obviously we'll get about 6 weeks and a month break, so hopefully we'll see him sooner.
Aye, it was. I thought obviously he was just due back for the injury that we've seen him take on the park, but to learn that, it's not so good. I don't really went into detail of what it was, did he? So if he's gave that assessment, then it's certainly going to be a big loss to us, because he is a creative and influential player that we've seen when he's been on the park.
Bridgeman, we can't catch a break, can we?
No, that way. I think that he again, one of these guys has come in and he's worked his way, and he's building his confidence is coming out. He's getting to know what he wants to do. People get to know how he wants to play, and he gets to know how they want him to play, and so on and so forth. And it's only good. And he's coming onto a bit of form, and that's tragic for him. Absolutely tragic. And for us, of course, because he's a smashing player for us, been a smashing player, and he only get better. He would only get better for us. So I don't know how long he's going to be out, as Southside said. We don't know. It might be next year. I think it'll be next year before he'll be. Well, anyway, the World Cup will be here, so he'll not be able to play for us anyway until summer time. Was it January, February time? Was it February time?
No, we're back in the 17th of December or something, mate.
The World Cup's finished then, is it?
Aye.
Goodness. I'm forgetting. I'm sorry.
We'll get a nice trip. I can't remember home. We were home first, and then we're away to Aberdeen on the Wednesday, and then we're away to Ross County on Christmas Eve. Good trips to look forward to that time.
I hope we're staying up there. I hope we're just staying up there.
Aye.
Ross County, just stay there. Stay in Aberdeen or something.
Well, you could go to Aberdeen. Southside could stay in his auntie's house in Balmoral, and his uncle's house there.
I think it's a Tuesday night. I'm not sure, but it's the 20th. It's the 20th. They flung it in the 20th of December, and then obviously Ross County in the 24th, 12 o'clock kick-off and all. So, 2 long journeys to look forward to.
That time of year, anyway. Yeah. Makes sense. Really makes sense. Obviously, I don't think Tom Lawrence would have featured tomorrow Blue Star because he's not played for what is that now? The cup tie, wasn't it? Was it the cup tie or the game to go off injured? It was it St George's? I can't remember now. He's been out for about a month now, so he would need a wee bit of fitness to get back in. So, but it's a blow for the boy as well in his Rangers career.
It's a sickener for me because, as I say, he did a lot for me in an attacking sense. Plus, he was one of the few players that we've got. He took shots when he felt he had the space and he could do it. And he also was able to put in a tackle. As I said, the very first game I seen him, I was impressed with him, and the simple reason was he put his cell about. He wasn't afraid to put in a tackle, and we've not got a lot of players like that. So, but tomorrow night, Ox, a lot of the time we are going to be after the ball. We're going to have to. Gio said that he himself, we're going to have to work really hard after the ball. The one thing you can't give them, and they are an attacking team, at least make it hard for them. If we're going to get down, we want to get down fighting. You don't give them easy balls through into spaces. And if we're compact enough, I'm honestly convinced that we can make it very, very difficult for them, depending if that our team put in a real good shift. And I'm sure they will.
It's a game. Southside of Italy, everything on the park, yeah.
Aye. If we give them the space, you're giving them letting Salah go on the ball and we've not got a player near him for 5-10 years. You know what you can do to you? We know this. We've just got to go in and give them and fight our way into the game. We've got to try and make sure that we can go up the park and make they get up that park and we maybe cause them something to worry about or stick the ball in the net and they'll really start worrying. At the end of the day, we've got to keep in the game, Blue Star. We've got to be physical. We've got to be compact. And if we do that, then we've got to look to try and get us to get up the park. And it's just about competing in the middle of the park, I think, and just do what we have to do. Leave nothing on the park. Come off that park at the end of the day and say, well, know what? See if we do end up getting beat, at least we tried and we get beat by a better team if that's how it pans out. But we're good enough to go and compete with Liverpool and we might make it one of the British Cup ties, hopefully. And that's what we look for. Blood and thunder tomorrow night.
I hope they get something like that. Anyway, I hope they get something like that.
Let's hear from these.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Folks, I'll hang up now and let you get other callers on, mate, but thanks for having us on and onwards and upwards, and let's hope we can get a good performance and result tomorrow night, eh?
Yeah.
Cheers, guys.
See you soon. Cheers.
Cheers, Blue Star.
Alright, so about, I don't know if performance is right. Performance will get you a result. We're not talking about it's going to have to be, at times you're going to have to graft. No, it's a different game altogether for Saturday, Southside.
Aye, it is. And look, we know when Liverpool play well, they are a good team, right? We know they're a good team, but they can be half and all at nights. And it's just about us trying to get in top of aim. And if we can get a hold of the ball.
They can't be that good. They're below Man United in that league.
Well, and their confidence is doing a bit, and they're not playing so well. And we're similar, right? We know the script. But here, I'm hoping Lundstrom, Davis and Kent for a start. I've got a point to prove at going out there at Anfield and playing. I'm just hoping that if Glenn Kamara's fit and he puts him in the team, I hope we get a performance something like he played against PSV away. You know, we get things like that and we get about them and we can try and get a fit in the ball and make some passes, try and impose ourselves on them. And Big Van Dijk's always good for an accident, and he can get a bit casual on the ball. If we can get close to him and unsettle them at times. And obviously we've got to keep that door shut. We can't lose an early goal at any point because then it will be a bit backs to the wall. We've got to be brave, but we've got to be compact tops. And I'm just hoping that we're still well in that game in the first half and we've made it difficult for them if we've no scored or they've no. And if I get to half time and we're drawing against them, then we've got another 45 minutes and we've got players that we can bring on with a bit of pace. So who knows?
Yeah. Anyway, we'll be joined by Bob Chair. Evening, Bob Chair.
Yep. Hi, Bob.
Good evening, lads. How you doing?
Good, mate. What's on your mind?
First of all, a really good, impressive performance on Saturday. I didn't expect to win 4-0. And albeit they ended up with 10 men, but that's their problem. I think Rangers would still have beat them 4-0, but it didn't matter. Very impressive performance on Saturday. And like some of the boys were saying, I was impressed with Sakala when he came on. And I wouldn't mind getting the wee man a start tomorrow night. There you go, because I thought he done more in the time he came on and what Rotundo did the whole game. Although he did set up Kovac for the second goal. Tomorrow night, we're going to one of the biggest stages in world football, and we're going to have to be ready and have to be up for it. We all know that. It's been discussed. I mean, listen to the programme for the off tonight. And Jurgen Klopp paid us a compliment and said they were a fantastic football club, a huge football club. And I thought it was quite good of him. And we are Glasgow Rangers. We're as big as anybody. So let's go here tomorrow night, chest through, head down and into it. That's all I can say. We all know the might of Liverpool. God, they've been European champions so many times, and they didn't come with a bigger, tougher obstacle in the morning. But come on, Rangers. All we're asking, as we usually do, is a performance.
Aye, Bridgeman.
Yeah, I think that Bob J's right. We need a performance to be able to do anything. I love the way Southside said about Van Dijk doesn't look too strong. I'm putting it nicely as opposed to him putting it badly against Van Dijk. But he has made a lot of mistakes. There's a lot of mistakes in him. A bit like our Golson. There's a lot of mistakes in him. But seriously, if we can catch on to one or two of his mistakes and pester the life out of him, our centre forward, pester the life out of him, we might get something out of it. We need to come to the game. We need to appear, turn up, and need to get stuck in. That's what we need to do. And everybody should know it. We absolutely should know it. If we don't turn up, we're going to get an arse felt, and that's for sure. Excuse the language.
I don't thought we showed the right attitude. I don't know if it was a hangover Southside for the previous game when we went to Ajax, but we didn't turn up with the right attitude. I don't think the shape and the personnel were right, but it still didn't excuse the attitude.
No. It was when you let good players get all the space, they can certainly do damage, and we've seen that. You know, the players all know this. But I think we was getting that wee Breckox, and we've been out and had a lot more energised performance for the players that was on the park. And I think a lot of them are still fresh. So it's about getting out and competing. And I just hope we get and compete. I don't expect us not to compete. And I really want us to get stuck right in and cause them problems. And the most of all, I want us to get up that park and get a goal or two if possible. I know Liverpool's a great team. We all know that. But at the end of the day, they've still got to turn up and play. All the pressure's on them. The bookies have got us with an A chance, 18, 20 to 1. Fair enough. I think the last time we were that was probably maybe playing Barcelona back in the day. In the Champions League Cups, something like that.
See what price we were away to Dortmund, mate.
But sorry?
It'd be interesting to see what price we were earlier this year.
I wouldn't think we'd have been that high, maybe.
No, but I bet you were a big price, mate.
We would have been. Of course we would have been. But it's a game of football. It's 11 against 11. And Liverpool might have a stronger team and squad, and they might have some more talented players. But the talented players have got to turn up and play. We put hard work and effort in, and we get stuck into them, and we can try and shoot and play against them, then who knows, Ox? So I'm not going down there and thinking we're going to get beat off Liverpool. My heart will always tell me Glasgow Rangers will win. My head might tell me differently sometimes when I've come out the ground, but my heart will always tell me we can beat anybody. Anybody.
I think he's right. Bob Chair. Pains me to say it.
Absolutely right. You're as huge a club as anybody. You're as big an obstacle for anybody as you do, and the name of the game is belief. I were playing the great Liverpool, but they're playing the great Glasgow Rangers, the most successful club in football, albeit your success has been predominantly domestically. But let's get out there and make it as hard as possible for them. Then you go, oh, it's Liverpool, I'm going to fall my pants. No danger. Just get out here with the right attitude, boys. And there's a wee man can upset Van Dijk, all right. I'd like to see a fully fit Morelos against him.
I think that would be a true battle, that one.
What's that, Brad?
I think that would be a true battle, a fully fit
It would be a battle, right? Alfie would give him a tough 90 minutes. I'm sure he would. I'm not advocating that he starts somewhere, but when he comes on, he can cause that problems. He's not what they think he is. He's a good player, the boy. He's done it all, but fair enough. But, you get somebody who can wrestle well, what's the saying, ragdoll him. We Alfie can do that all right. So come on, Rangers, get the sleeves rolled up. We're on a big stage of all right. The eyes of the world are upon us when the great Liverpool. Let's give a really good account of yourself. That's all the supporters and the people associated with us ask. That's all.
Yeah. Who's your key players tomorrow night for you, Bob Chair?
Oh, well, it's going to be in the middle of the park here, Lundstrom. I think Jack will play tomorrow. We can't give the ball away tomorrow night. Lundstrom and Jack, don't give the ball away. And the two full-backs, get closer. Bernard, you're not the greatest defender, mate. Well, let's have a bit of a good defensive performance for you tomorrow night. Because we all can. We're going to be in the back foot a lot of the time. So we'll just have to concentrate from the first to the last. But we played well on Saturday. We're capable of playing some good, really good one-touch football. Let's get out here tomorrow night. Then it takes stage fright. Let's get up and get in about them. It's the middle of the park that's the key issue for me because they're very strong there with that Thiago.
He's a good player, mate. He came back on Saturday. Was hoping he might miss a couple of times.
It's an excellent player, the boy.
He's a good player. You know, but Southside, bizarre it is, if we were playing Brighton at home, we would expect to win, wouldn't we?
Aye. We know the Premiership's a step up in league and quality of what they're playing against, right? We know that. So was playing Napoli and so was playing Ajax. We played Ajax after that defeat and the players looked deflated. We stood after them and we gave them all the space on the night and they punished us. Napoli, we tried hard. We didn't really threaten them that much, but we put an effort in after the previous results. This is a free hit tomorrow night, you know. I don't know why we shouldn't be fearful at all, and we should just go toe to toe with them. And they're not playing any great form. They might play in a better league, and they might have better players like I've just mentioned there, Thiago, whatever he is. But here, you get stuck in a boot and make it uncomfortable. Don't let him have time on the ball to make the pass. And if Jordan Henderson's playing, we get stuck right into him and all. And it's about shutting them down and being hard and compact and brave on the ball and trying to get a bit of possession. So that's what I'm hoping for, Bob Ger, that we can try and impose ourselves on them and we just don't give them all that time and space. Or they could hurt us, you know.
Well, they'll hurt you, all right. I mean, at the end of the day, they've only won the thing 6 times, but it's no gods we're playing tomorrow night, guys. It's men. So we're physically fit and able, that's what they are. So get on, like I say, get on the big stage, Rangers, and prove yourself. Give them a game. That's all we ask. I don't think there's very many as Southside, I like your attitude, mate, but I don't think there's very many as thinking that we can come away with a victory tomorrow night. But give us a decent performance. Show them that we are Glasgow Rangers, as big a club as anybody. If we get a win, wow, it'd be great. And we're 19-1, by the way. That's the exact place for the bookie. I can't remember the last time Rangers was 19-1. It's still been very often in my lifetime. But I'm really looking forward to tomorrow night. We won it in the Champions League. We're in the Champions League, and this is the biggest stage we can go to tomorrow night. So let's get out here and do ourselves proud. Come on, the Bears.
Yeah, the man's right.
You're pal. You're right.
Aye, spot on, Bridgeman. We wanted to be in it. You can't complain who you play. It's all part of the competition, isn't it?
It's very exciting.
I was going to say it's the luck of the draw, but it's by the day a draw. I don't know if it is luck. Carry on.
No, like Southside and many other Rangers fans are going to travel down there, and there are many thousands of Rangers fans already in there, living in that area. So there'll be lots and lots of Rangers fans at that game. So the Bears won't be alone in that sense. So I can visualise a really good turnout and a really good support for the Rangers, and they'll be singing their hearts out, and that's what will happen. And we'll see how we do on our form in the European Cup or the Champions League is not great, but based on the players that we had, I dare say we weren't expecting too much. Here we are, we're at Liverpool. We've had a couple of games in it. Let's go and actually get a game of football now. Go for it.
Anyway, we've been joined by Tosh.
Evening, lads. How you all doing?
Good.
Just to say, keep the positivity. I think it's going to be a thrilling 2-2 draw tomorrow night, and I hope we get something at least, because that wee Michael Owen, he's been slagging the same. We're not going to get nothing out of this. We're not going to do nothing. They said the same thing when we played Leeds, so I love it. We're the underdog. Bring it on. I'm convinced we're going to get something tomorrow night.
Southside?
Man's got a lot of knowledge here, Tosh. That's what I said for the start. Just get steamed right into me tomorrow. Let's try and impose ourselves, unsettle our players that they will get space and time, and just hopefully we'll get that part and we'll take a couple of chances when they fall. It's going to be a British Cup tie, like you said. We're up against it in Leeds. They hadn't lost a game for many a game. I think it was 25 games or something. They hadn't lost at Ellen Road, and we went down there and turned the tide in them, and they were all confident that they would have put us out. So, everybody's got to beat tomorrow night. Everybody just about. But we're in the Champions League, and probably it's about time we made a mark in it now, isn't it? And tomorrow night, just for me, sounds the right place to do it.
I hope we treat it like a derby match. Just get stuck right in them, like you say. That's it.
I get what you're saying. Make it competitive, make it fast. I think you'll need to use your 16 players tomorrow night, Tosh. I think it's important.
Oh, I will have to. I agree with you, though. I'd play with Alfie, because he'll get it under that Van Dijk skin. No, rub him right up. I agree with that.
Well,
I would play him for the first hour, mate. I think that's maybe what the most will go to Alfredo. But by the way, that's they slighting big Antonio. Bob Jerry's playing well for us, isn't he?
He's done great, the boy. He's done absolutely great. 2 really good finishes on Saturday. And we can't. The guy's been a success under Joe. We can't. His goals have kept us where we are. And all right, we'll care about the flop at Parky. That'll not happen again. But Kovac is great. He's done wonders. So yeah, I would play Alfie tomorrow night for the start, as I say, right here about that Van Dijk, and then I would bring Kovac on, because Kovac can take a chance when it comes. So yeah, we're blessed with 2 good strikers on our books, boys. Let's hope we can hit the back of the net tomorrow night. As I say, Rangers, don't take stage fright, for God's sake. We took stage fright in Amsterdam, learn for that. We're going to here tomorrow night and get a really good account of yourselves for the sake of the club and the supporters.
Yeah.
I can't come quick enough for me.
Bridgman?
Bob Jerry's right. We can only lose, but it's just at least go out and try. We can find our way. I'm sure we can find our way. We've played English Premier League teams before, and we've done very well in the past and very recently in friendlies and things like that. So I know they're totally different, but this is a massive opportunity for Rangers to at least, if we can, pick up 1 point or more. But I know it's a mountain. It's a huge mountain, and we're ready to climb it, and we'll do it if we can. We'll do it if we can. I wish them all the luck in the world. All the luck in the world. I'm so proud of them getting this far. I never dreamt we would get here. And this is a fantastic season for me, for the Champions League. Just a pity most of our really good players are injured, in my opinion. We'll get there nevertheless. So I'm very happy.
Tosh, any Bears appeared northwestern Liverpool?
Say that again?
Any Bears appeared with you the day of that?
No, it'll be tomorrow. It's going to be heaving tomorrow. Alec Kelly and Kenny coming in the bus. I said I'll get a pint with in the Pioneer if I catch you when you go to Liverpool. So it's going to be absolutely mobbed tomorrow.
Good on them. Good on them.
Love it.
The Bears will follow. It's just a pity we can't get better punters outside everywhere, isn't it? Southside, did you notice the empty seats around that stadium on Saturday? I don't know if you would. Yeah.
I noticed some seats were empty. There'll be a few bears, believe me, will be in their end and in some boxes and all that, but there'll be bears in their end and that, I can assure you. But it's the allocation, but part of Europe it isn't too bad usually, because you usually get decent allocations for Europe, but because it's just down the road, Tosh, everybody wants to go, you know.
Right.
That's
Did you see our allocation's 1,500 or something? The official allocation?
No, it was 2,600, I believe, and 300 for corporate.
There'll be more than that. You'll see, like you say, you'll see blue taps everywhere.
It'll be interesting. Aye. Does this feel like a big game to you, Tosh?
You get that feel. A few of my pals, like obviously good Liverpool fans, I said to them, well, we're expected to get beat. That's the good thing. I love it when we're the underdog, because we've got nothing to lose. Let's just get tore in, treat it like a derby match, and you never know, might just send that shock up them. Oh no, we're in a game here, and then if we play like we did against Benfica and Dortmund, who knows? Let's just go for it. We've got nothing to lose. As long as they give up, if we get beat, we go down fighting. As long as they put a right cracking performance, 11 good, solid performances, we'll say, right, well, we tried. We weren't expected to win, but they get stuck in and they give us a performance. That's all we can ask for. And let's hope. You just never know. We might just get something out of
it. Yeah. Well, then you come, Bob, yeah.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree with the man more. 100% spot on. As I keep saying, come on, Rangers, get the trust out. But don't forget, as I said 10 minutes ago, we're a huge club as well, a huge obstacle for anybody. And if we're going to start to hit a bit of form again, fair enough. But what is it, the Champions League, guys? We're there. We have to take what it throws at us. And we just have to go out here tomorrow night and do ourselves proud. That's it. All talking, all said and done. Just get out and do yourselves proud. We are the people, we are the Gers, and we will be well supported tomorrow night as you can. So come on, Bears, let's go for it.
Southside, this is an experienced squad in Europe, really, isn't it? Obviously, not the Champions League, but they've still played a lot of European ties with the vast majority of them.
Aye, the whole squad, just about. We've got that experience in the team, obviously, last year, but obviously we've had players for 2 and 3 seasons. And probably we're playing slightly a different system, but we've got the experience in the team, Ox, definitely. I don't think it's something that we should freeze it, going down to Anfield. I'm actually looking forward to it. There's 2 grounds I wanted to sort of go to. One was Anfield. I thought if we ever get back in the Champions League, and I wanted to go to the Bernabeu, obviously, to Real Madrid, because we've never had them either. But so at least I'm getting to tick one box. But I just don't think.
We'll get them in the semi-final.
Get in the next round. But I just hope the players go and enjoy it and just put on that performance. We need 11 players, Ox, and like you said, we've got the experience in the squad, and we just need 11 players to play on the night. We can't carry many passengers, so we've got to have 11 right on tap for them if possible.
Yeah. Listen, if the players enjoy it, us as fans will enjoy it, Tosh, because it means they'll be putting a performance in, you know. I think the first 20 minutes will be crucial tomorrow night.
Oh, definitely. If we can get through, like I think Southside said, we get to half time and it's 0-0, then and then you get to maybe the 65th minute. If we sneak a goal, if they've got a goal, say it's 1-0 to Liverpool, if we sneak a goal, the attitude might turn and say, hold on, we've got one, we can get another one, let's just go for it. So I don't know. I'm just thinking. I'm convinced we're going to get something. More than anything, just that wee Michael Owen. I hate him anyway, but the way he's going on, I wouldn't say he was putting us down, but he just wrote us off completely. And straight away I said to myself, I remember Leeds. So I hope you keep talking, keep saying this, because when we're the underdogs, that's when things can happen. Let's just get stuck right into them and go for it.
Aye, man. It's the games we wanted, Bridgeman, on the journey. We're back again. This is the third one of a tough group, but it's the glamour ties you wanted. It's where the money is, it's where the glamour is, it's where you can put your club forward. Yeah, on and off the pitch. It's what we wanted, mate, yeah?
Well, 100%. 100%. And all our players, this is a stage against a huge club, Liverpool, huge club. And admittedly, they're not in their greatest form at the moment as well, but we've got a wee seam of form going for us at the moment. If we can keep that team together that played there on Saturday, then we got a wee chance. Let's go and do it. Let's get playing. Go and play our own game and see how we do. If we have to defend, then we have to defend. But please don't leave it in the pitch. Don't leave any in the pitch. Just take it all and play it out. Go for it. That's all I want. Go out there and do it.
Yeah. Right, okay. Right, we've all roughly got the same teams. There was tweaks in all the teams. Who has to play? If you have to pick out 3 players out of a team to drag us through tomorrow night, who's these 3 players going to be? Southside.
That was quick. Obviously, Alan McGregor. I only got another 2. I tell you, the whole team's got to do it.
I know, but the whole team, but there's 3. There's always got to be people shining.
Right, well, if I'm just going to pick 1 and 1, because you're forcing me, then 1 needs to be the centre back. So I'll go with Golson, right? And obviously midfield, I'm going to pick out Lundstrom.
All right, I get your rationale. I think it's important that Borna plays for us tomorrow night, but I get where you're coming from. And you come, Bob, do you have the 3 players for you? Key players for us?
I'm going to go with McGregor as well. And highlighted earlier on, we've got to do this in the middle of the park. So, Lundstrom against this Thiago, he's got to come out equal with him or on top of him. And up front, and I said again earlier on, if Halfie's playing tomorrow night and about that Van Dijk to create chances for us. That's my 3 players that I've got to do tomorrow night. I ken the 2 backs are not the greatest defenders, but they'll know that and they'll have to tighten up tomorrow night. But that's my 3 main choices tonight.
Mm-hmm. Tosh and Bridge.
Right, my team's McGregor, Tav, Golson, Davies, Borna, Lundstrom, Jack, Tillman, Arfield at the right, Alfie and Kent. And obviously my players that I've said, McGregor as well, Lundstrom, and I'm going to say Tillman. If he plays the way he did in the second half at PSV away, well, we can only hope for it, can't we?
All right. Bulging. I get it, mate. I get where you're coming from. Bridge?
If we can, I would play with the same team we played on Saturday. I thought we played very well. I hope the key men for me were twin centre-halves, the Davies and the Golson. I think we're absolutely crucial that they play well together. If they can play well together, bring the full-backs in whenever they need to, it'll be excellent for us. And obviously, in the middle there, you need Lundstrom. He's got to do his business and do it well. And if Jack if he's not injured and he gets playing, he could be a good defensive midfielder for you. Because we'll probably need it. But then if the boys up front, I would go Cholak up front, to be honest. I believe he'll play him. I'd love to see Alfie there, but I think he'll play Cholak and Kent out in the left, and that boy Matondo in the right. That's what I think will happen. I think it will happen like that.
I get where you're coming from. Southside, Ryan Jack, I mean, obviously, it was a knock on Saturday again. He can't catch a break. I mean, it was just before half time. I don't know if it looked like a dead leg or a hit in the knee. I think it was a boy Humphreys. Was it just a knock? His clash, wasn't it?
Aye, I didn't notice it on the day, but I seen it when I'd watched it again. Probably take them off and probably ice it off unless it's just a wee sort of dead leg maybe or something. But I think Ryan Jack will be fit to play. I think he'll be vital as well. Probably need to try and get a control of the ball and make some passing when we get the box. So that's what we've got today. Try and be brave on the ball. So he's vital because he's got the experience in Europe as well. And like you said, the bit part games he played for the national team, and then he come back and he's played 45 minutes, albeit a slight knock. But I'd expect him to be playing tomorrow night.
Aye. Hopefully he's fit. Needs a bit of luck, doesn't he, Bob J?
Oh, he does. Aye. I mean, he's a class act, Jack. I mean, you think about the way he's performed for us in recent seasons. He's an excellent player. Really good at holding up the ball. Really good at keeping possession. Good at driving the team forward. And I just really sincerely hope he's fit tomorrow night. Definitely. But what a great discussion tonight, guys, about this. It's like a dream come true, isn't it? Getting on the stage in the Anfield playing the great Liverpool. So, again, all I've got to say, keep repeating myself, I've got a nose like a parrot, I might as well sound like him. Be a good account of yourself, Rangers. Simple as that. And good luck to all the Bears that go down there tomorrow night. I hope it all turns out well for you. Hope it all turns out well for the club, turns out well for the team. I'm really looking forward to it. Because you see this every week on the TV, you look at this league, and you look at your wee garden, you look at this paradise or the fence, and you can't get into it. Well, we've got a chance to go toe-to-toe at tomorrow night. And for as much as we've all got our opinions about Scottish football in Scotland, we are representing the country tomorrow night. So let's give a good account of yourself. And by the way, we have played in the Bernabeu. That was for 1963. There you go.
I mean, but Southside just missed it because he did an exam that week.
You've been young, you mind that.
Aye, he missed it, as I said. I think it was his quality, Bridge.
Yeah, absolutely right. Absolutely right.
But I get what you're saying, Bob, Jer. I mean, it was good to see the King get a lovely welcome in Scotland today. Yeah.
And Dunfermline.
Yeah.
Scotland. Aye. Oh, well, it was nice to see the King getting a nice welcome in Dunfermline.
Yes.
They're up instead of, who your own cheerleader? You doing all this, son? Well, aye. The city of Dunfermline. Who would ever have thought?
No, I know.
There's a few
Oscar, I'm going to jump out, mate.
Right, cheers, Tosh. Always good to hear
you. Cheers. All right, good luck tomorrow, right, lads. See you after. Cheers, lads. Bye.
Cheers, Tosh.
Cheers, Tosh.
Right, okay. Right. Where are we? I thought we might have been busy. People must be getting nervous Southside,
Aye, maybe aye.
They'll be walking down to
I know there's a lot of Bears away the night as well, Ox, you know. But no, it's something to look forward to. I mean, you think about it, if you come in for Brecon when we were playing a big hedge and all that, and we've come right through, and like we've spoke about before, Stevie G gave us a bit of credibility back when we come through, and it puts the Rangers on the map. We've managed to come back and win a league, and now we're playing Champions League. All right, we never won it last year, but we've won a cup now and all. Something we hadn't done for a while, and now we're back playing in the Champions League. Aye, we've not maybe got the best squad that what Tosh talked about when we put Leeds out, but we've got the squad that have got experience of playing in Europe, and it'll be a fantastic night tomorrow night, mate, and you've got to look forward to it. But there's a wee bit of fear probably for a lot of the Bears. If we stand after them and we let them play, they could give us a doing. But I want a British Cup tie, and I don't know who the ref will be or where he'll be for, but he might be crucial tomorrow night as well, because there'll be a few tackles I'll imagine will get flying in. It'll just be how he looks at the way the game's getting played. Hopefully he'll let the game flow a wee bit, and he'll not be too card happy and wondering about the tackles, because I'm hoping we'll make it that British Cup tie, you know.
Oh, I get it. You mentioned Stevie G. What do you think he'll be thinking, Bridgman?
I think you'll be thinking I wish I was going with him. That's what I think. I listened to his interview on the TV after the game on Sunday he had, and he was quite an angry young man. It's the first time I've seen him, not in Scotland but in England, sounding angry. But I think Stevie G, like Liverpool in his heart, isn't he? Liverpool in his heart. But I hope we'll still a wee corner race for the Glasgow Rangers, and he might not know who he would want to win. We know who he would want to win, I'm sure. But you know, it'd be fantastic. Team he captained for such a long time. The team he wants to eventually manage, and the team he did manage. One of the teams he managed. What a quandary he's in. Nice quandary. I hope he enjoys it as well, and I hope he gets through it. Wait, Disneyland, put it that way.
Yeah.
Rangers will beat them.
Okay, well. Right. McGregor definitely starts for everybody tomorrow night. He's now back as number one. I think at the start of the season we were all appreciative that John was going to be given a chance. It's no up to it. In fact, it's like the Chancellor's budget, really, if I'm being honest, outside, you know what I mean?
Aye. Well, he got the chance and he's took an injury, and obviously McGregor's come in, and he's certainly going to play tomorrow night, you know, so he's a big game player, good shot stopper, so it's a big game for him, and it notches up another European notch on his for the amount of games he's played for Glasgow Rangers in Europe.
Aye, some record, McGregor, some longevity, like Davis, you know, it's remarkable. 2007, 2008 season, and here we are, 2022, 2023, and two of them could be potentially playing tomorrow night, Bob, yeah.
They could be. They've been wonderful servants to the club. When I think about the amount of times Alan McGregor saved us, when I think about the amount of times that Steve Davis has turned in an absolute class performance and can still turn in an absolute class performance. How many fears if Davis plays tomorrow night, actually? He's a great professional. As we all say, Sir Stephen Davis. And it should be Sir Alan McGregor as well. Don't forget, guys, Rangers have had a lot of credible results away from him in Europe. They've performed well. Comes to mind, like we were 4-1 up in Dortmund, you know. All right, that Harlan guy was playing, but then again, we would have shut him out that night. Rangers were 4-1 up in Dortmund, but we did all right in Porto, we did all right in Leipzig, reached a European final, so Rangers are a tough cookie for anybody. So let's go out tomorrow night and be just as tough again, Jers. That's my take on it.
Yeah, the battle fever's on. Bridgeman.
Go on yourself, pal. I'm not quite as good about it as you are. I'm like, we've all followed Liverpool to a certain extent, watched them coming through Shankly and so on and so forth, and it's been a dream for them. Well, we've done a similar thing, only probably worse. We've came from a bad place, and now we're in a great place. And, you know, when you think about it, what are you going to say about it, you know, other than, let's go out and do them, Rangers, just try and do them, and we'll see what happens. And I hope all their wee fullbacks get injuries. That's what I want. During the game, I hope they get a wee injured, they have to go half. That's what I want. So sorry about being bad there, guys, sorry.
Yeah, well, we'll see where it goes tomorrow night, and I just hope everybody has a safe journey, Southside, safe journey, enjoys their trip, and hopefully sees their Glasgow Rangers put on a performance and get us a result, Biggie.
Aye, that's what we're looking for. The support will be in there. I'm sure we'll be loud and proud. I spoke to a scouser the other day, and they said after 10 minutes, Anfield goes quiet in a European night. So I'm sure the Bears will be battering it out, and you'll hear us all night. But I'm looking forward to it, Ox.
I love it.
It's a big game. It's only down the road, and as long as the players get out there and put on a performance for us, make us proud, that's what we're looking for. And just don't fear it. Don't fear it. You know. We know.
Before we say good night, the technical team will get a wee bit of hilarity for us. So get yourself in.
Oh no.
Stephen, Liverpool vs Rangers in the Champions League, massive game, and it seems like you will definitely be supporting the Scottish club on this occasion.
Wee Nessie course. Look, I don't know what gives people the idea that I prefer Rangers to win over Liverpool. I love both these teams equally, just because I'll be in the away end playing me bagpipes and singing Super Alfredo Morelos, it doesn't mean anything. Up the mighty cheers! I mean, you'll never walk alone, blah blah blah.
And of course, you're the former Rangers manager. Has Jurgen Klopp rang you for any advice on how to beat them?
Yeah, of course. Look, Jurgen rang me yesterday, And he said, look, Stevie, can you give me some advice on how to beat Rangers with you being the ex-manager of the club? And I said to him, it's not happening, don't you dare. He accused me of, favouring the Scottish. I nearly spat me haggis out when he said that. And if he's not careful, he'll get a right big Glasgow kiss right on his German hooter. Yeah, up the mighty cheers!
And do you honestly believe that Rangers can go to Anfield and win this game, Stephen?
Look, Scott Arfield, Alfredo Morelos, Connor Goldson, James Tavernier, John Lundstrom. Mate, this is Liverpool, not Cardenbeath away in front of 35 people. We're going to get absolutely smashed, just like me in the away end with me vodka and iron booze. Of course.
And just why do you so desperately want Rangers to win this game, Stephen?
Look, to be totally honest, everyone knows I'm not going to get the Liverpool job. When I've lost another 15 games with Aston Villa in the next 2 weeks, Rangers will take me back, won't they? So I'm a Jazz man through and through. Yeah, of course, up the mighty Jazz. You'll never walk alone.
I never said it was funny. The technical team said it was funny. Southside.
Aye. Oh, you'll be supporting Liverpool, don't kid yourself.
Yeah.
But yeah, we know it is. But aye, it was a good wee thing. It's the guy who usually does them, and it was quite funny sometimes.
It's quite good. Last word, quickly, Bob Ger.
Aye, Stevie G will be supporting Liverpool, all right. Good luck to him. He's not your manager anymore. Gio Van Bronckhorst. All the best to him and the guys tomorrow night. Come on, Gers, we can do this. Optimism prevails.
Southside.
Aye, thoroughly enjoyed the night, mate. Good to be with yourself and the legend. It was a good wee conversation. Certainly got the battle fever flowing now, mate. Honestly, really looking forward to tomorrow. Can't wait to get down with the usual boys and get the banter flowing and a few swallies. So looking forward to it, and let's do this, Rangers. Let's get steamed right into them and do the club proud, because the supporters will do you proud tomorrow.
Frenchman?
No, I echo those words. Well, can I just say thank you yourself, Southside, for looking after me tonight, and I'll share yourself with the techie team. To all the Rangers fans all over the world, and particularly Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, tomorrow night, hugest game in a long many years for Rangers. Massive. Everything's going to happen for us, and everybody keep it going for the Rangers, because the Rangers really need us. Tomorrow night, get in there.
Listen, thanks to everybody that's phoned in tonight. Blue Star, Bob Ger, Tosh. We shout out again to wee David, all the best, son. And of course, Bridgeman and Southside, thanks for joining us here on Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night between 7 with a pre-match show, building up to a big Champions League match. Thanks for listening. Hope everybody sleeps well. Take it away, old school blue. Oh, and Ian.
See them march on, marching on through the years of history. They've sailed on high, for the jersey they will do all night. Fight for right, brave the gate with a badge of glory. We'll lose or draw, nothing was cheer the boys